Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again, and welcome to another video here at Wild Moon Lacquer. If you're new here, hi, my name is Caroline and I love nail polish. I like to share the hauls that I get from nail polish, most of the time from indie brands, although there are a few mainstream brands that I purchase from as well. What I like to do is share the haul, and lately what I've been doing is trying them over a few different colors, unless they're opaques or creams, things that don't really go over other colors. Also, if you like nail polish and you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, think about hitting that little button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. So with that said, let's go ahead and see this latest haul. This is another haul from Monarch Lacquer. This is an independent nail polish brand. This is actually one half of what used to be Fair Maiden Polish. So if you weren't aware, Fair Maiden Polish was made by two different makers. They sort of teamed together to make Fair Maiden, and then they decided that they wanted to go ahead and have their own brands. So Monarch Lacquer is one half, and then Beau Revs is the second half. I've been actually purchasing quite a bit of polish from this brand lately. This is my second haul in about as many weeks because the maker has a weekly Mix It Monday, which means that she has 4 new polishes a month that are released a week apart. So I think what I might do next month is just go ahead and buy all 4 preemptively to save a little bit on shipping. But when I saw this one released, this one here on the end is that Mix It Monday, I decided that this time I did want to go ahead and get enough polish to get free shipping. And at the time of the purchase, she is having a sale for St. Patrick's Day on green polishes. So these 3 on the end were actually on sale. And like I said, we're going to try these over a few different colors to see what sort of versatility we can have with the polish. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. The first one is that Mix It Monday that I purchased. This one is Shimmer Sanctuary. I think that this one was not just a Mix It Monday, but it was also one that she was going to be making donations to a charity. So I definitely wanted to snag this one. And as you can see, it is a stunning shimmer polish with reflective glitter. I think that one is a purple reflective component, all in this beautiful aqua leaning blue base. You have a very stunning larger particled shimmer that shimmers from gold to red to green. This is dazzling. And because it is a sheer polish, we are going to see it swatched over a few different colors and on its own. So here I already have 1 coat of Shimmer Sanctuary all on its own, and I did pick quite a few different colors to try this one over. Here's a second coat of Shimmer Sanctuary. Now this one does have a squishy base to be able to see all of the different particles in there, but that is 2 coats. We're probably going to come back for a 3rd coat on that one. But let's go ahead and see it over the light blue, which comes from LA Colors. It's sort of like a cornflower blue. This one is Head in the Clouds. Then the dark blue that we're going to try it over is an Orly called Blue Tango. Then I thought it might be interesting to try it over one of the metallics. This one is called Endless Night, also from Orly. And another Orly cream in a burnt orange called In the Conservatory. That's sort of a terracotta orange. So here's 1 coat over Head in the Clouds. Wow. Okay, that is incredible. I thought that a light blue would be nice under that delicate shimmer. Here it is over Blue Tango. Obviously with this one we're going to get a darker base color going on. But because of that you can definitely see all of that shimmer quite nicely. And here it is over Endless Night. Ooh. All right, I really like that. So it's a dark charcoal metallic. That looks beautiful. And then here it is over In the Conservatory. Oh, wow. Wow. That creates a completely different look. That takes us into the fall season for sure. The rest of these are more moody. That says fall to me. Wow. So that looks completely different over every single color, but as you can see, it should go over just about any color. These were, of course, cooler tones. This one was our warmer tone. Wow. Very nice. Let's go ahead and do a 3rd coat of Shimmer Sanctuary all on its own. And I think this one is going to basically maintain a squish factor or a sheerness. But there it is in 3 coats. I do think the layered up shimmer should make it fairly wearable, not super duper sheer. because you can't really strongly anyways. Well, I guess when I move my finger around you can. But yeah, it'll depend on your nail length and application, but there it is in 3 coats. Here it is in 1 coat over Head in the Clouds by LA Colors. The rest of these are Orly's. This one is over Blue Tango, Eternal Midnight, and In the Conservatory. I like all of those. Very pretty combinations there. So that first one from Monarch Lacquer is Shimmer Sanctuary. Next up is a polish from one of her earlier collection releases. This is Smoke and Mirrors. And this is another in a similar recipe, let's say. You have a larger particled shimmer. You also have a reflective component. This time the reflective component, I think, is 2 different colors. I'm seeing silver and red. Then, of course, you have that amazing shifting shimmer, which I think could be, if not the same shimmer, a very similar shimmer. But because we're dealing with a darker color in Smoke and Mirrors, it does create a different effect in the bottle. But you're going to see here in 1 coat how similar that shimmer is in Smoke and Mirrors to the one that we just looked at, which was Shimmer Sanctuary. And as you can see, the base color of Smoke and Mirrors is a beautiful deep teal. So there it is in 1 coat all on its own. And there is Shimmer Sanctuary built up in 3 coats. I think there you can kind of see the similarities in that shimmer. Well, let's go ahead and see it in the bottle. This one is Shimmer Sanctuary. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it's maybe even the exact same shimmer. Just makes a big difference what base it's in. If it's not the same though, it is very close. The 2 creams that we're going to try this one over are both Orly's. We're trying it over 2 of the same polishes that we tried Shimmer Sanctuary over. We're going to try it over Endless Night and In the Conservatory. We're going to do a 2nd coat of Smoke and Mirrors. Beautiful layering of the color and that shimmer. And of course those amazing reflective glitters. This one I do think might need a 3rd coat just to reach full opacity, but let's go ahead and try 1 coat of this over Endless Midnight. Wow. Okay, I figured this would look awesome because we're dealing with basically a charcoal version of the dark teal that is the base color for Smoke and Mirrors. Look how gorgeous that is. Beautiful. Then let's try it over In the Conservatory. Now, because this one does have that teal squishy base, we are sort of darkening up the base color of In the Conservatory, but look how incredible that looks. Wow. So there's a good representation. Here is In the Conservatory with Shimmer Sanctuary over it. Here it is with Smoke and Mirrors over it. So there is that similar shimmer particle, but as you can see, you get a deeper richness because of the base color. And maybe even because of the difference in the reflective glitter component. But that is amazing. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So let's do a 3rd coat of Smoke and Mirrors. See if we can build up the richness of that teal base. So there it is in 3 coats. And like I said, that one is dark enough that I think some nail lengths might be okay with 2 coats. Just sort of depends on your nail length, application, and how you like your polish. But there's Smoke and Mirrors in 3 coats. 1 coat over Endless Midnight. And 1 coat over In the Conservatory. Again, I think all 3 of these are beautiful. On its own, you're going to get more of that teal color in the base. And while Endless Midnight is that sort of a charcoal gray metallic, when it's under this color, it sort of has a like slate blue lean to it. So there's that difference. And then I love this over In the Conservatory. That is absolutely spectacular. That might be my favorite, although I do love it on its own as well. So that one was Smoke and Mirrors. Next up is another one from one of her earlier collections. This is Jewel Wing. In fact, this might have been from her first collection or maybe her second. I don't really remember. But this is a purple, and again, we're dealing with an amazing shifting shimmer. This one has an electric green to it. There's gold. This is stunning. There's even a bit of blue maybe in that shifting shimmer. So here it is in 1 coat. And then the two colors I picked to try this one over, both of them are Orly's. The first is Synthetic Symphony. And then the second one is Sea Blossom. That's from the latest spring collection. So let's go ahead and build up a second coat of Jewel Wing. So there's two coats. And then let's try it over Synthetic Symphony. Ooh, wow. That definitely deepens up the richness of that purple base. Wow, that is gorgeous. And then let's see it over Sea Blossom. Now this one does, as you can see, have a squishy purple base. So when we put it over a soft pink like this, you are tinting the base color. But look how close that actually gets it to the original base color. That, of course, is in two coats. It does sort of brighten it up a bit, but it is kind of close to matching the base color there. Then let's do a third coat of Jewel Wing. So here is 3 coats. I'm definitely a big purple fan, so that is a stunning color. It's one that I knew I had to grab eventually from the brand. And there it is in 1 coat over Synthetic Symphony. Obviously there we're having much more of an electric purple base for the colors in that shimmer to bounce off of, but look at that. Very nice. Then we have it over Sea Blossom. And remember, that was our soft pink. So there's a good indication of what sort of change you're going to get because of that squishy purple base. But look at that. It is beautiful over this. Of course, you do get a deeper color with 3 coats all on its own, but beautiful on all 3. So that one again was Jewel Wing. All right, next up, this one I knew I had to grab, but when I saw someone share their swatch pictures of this one, and so when I made this latest purchase, I decided to grab it. This is Icicles at Dusk. You guys, this one is astounding. This is a multi-chrome. Now, mainly what you're seeing on camera is sort of this dusty, icy purple. There's a blue flash at the face, but look at the edges. It's got these warm tones and shifts to it. Plus, it's got holographic flakies in here. The shifts in this, just from setting my bottle down and walking away from it and then looking back towards my swatching table, totally changed how this polish looks. It is absolutely spectacular. So here is 1 coat of Icicles at Dusk. I decided that this was sheer enough that I wanted to see how it would look over a few different colors. So what we're going to see this over is The Spice Is Right. This is another Orly in their breathable line. And then the second one that I decided to try it over is Let the Good Times Roll, also from Orly. So first, let's go ahead and see a second coat of Icicles at Dusk. And in this lighting here with a more direct light on it, mostly what you're seeing is that sort of dusty purpley color. Not much of that warm shift is coming out to play, but you could definitely get a nice layering of those holographic flakes in 2 coats. And I will show these in different lighting as well. But let's go ahead and see how it looks over these colors. I'm really not sure how this is going to turn out, but that's the point of experimenting. So this is it over the red. I'm forgetting the color. Over The Spice Is Right. And wow, that is interesting. So that gives this a berry deep red base, which you're really going to see once the polish starts moving around in different lights. But that looks really nice. I like it. Then here it is over Let the Good Times Roll. That's our dark green. Ooh. So on that one, interestingly enough, at least in this light, you're not really seeing much of that green base coming through, but look at the difference in opacity. You put it over a cream, you immediately get much more of an opaque finish. There it is in 2 coats again. I love it over The Spice Is Right. Holy moly. That was a pleasant surprise because like I said at the beginning, I really wasn't sure how it was going to look over that color, but oh my goodness. I decided because it had so much of those amazing warmer shifts to it, I wanted to see it over that color. Wow. Let's go ahead and do a third coat of Icicles at Dusk. See how it builds up in 3 coats all on its own. I think in 3 coats, you're still going to get that dusty, dusky quality, as the name would suggest. So there's 3 coats all on its own. And that is pretty opaque all on its own. In fact, I think some people might be okay with just 2 coats of this one. There's 1 coat of the Spices Right. Holy moly. Yeah, I love that one. And Let the Good Times Roll. Now, I do think when you layer it up over that dark green, that green doesn't come through as much as I thought it would, at least not as much as this one did in the Spices Right. But what I do think it does is deepens up the edges and deepens up even the face of the nail. Yeah, that is really interesting. This could be an interesting one to try over a few different colors, maybe a dark blue, maybe even a dark purple. Could be interesting over a dark orange, but I'm not sure how that would look. It could look somewhere along the lines of the Spices Right, possibly, but very pretty. So that again was Icicles at Dusk. Next up is one of the greens that I got on sale. This is Emerald Alibi. And this was too pretty to pass up on, especially because I have been really enjoying these deeper, moody forest greens. And look at the shifts in this one. So this one is an emerald green forest base. You have a ton of components in here. There's hollow glitter, plus you have the multi-chrome shifts. Look at the blue, purple, and fuchsia popping up. Wow. Plus you get green and orange at the very edges. Yeah, like I said, too pretty to pass up. This is just dazzling. So here is Emerald Alibi in 1 coat all on its own, and as you can see, it definitely was squishy enough for me to try this over a couple of colors. So we're trying this one over Let the Good Times Roll again. That's one of the colors that we tried under Icicles at Dusk, and then over our dark blue, which was Blue Tango. So first let's go ahead and build it up in 2 coats. This is such a beautiful green. This is another one where I think some people might be okay with 2 coats. Now remember, that light here is with my backlight, so it's not going to be that sheer on your nails. But that is simply gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I love all the twinkles from the glitter. That just makes me happy. Let's go ahead and try it over Let the Good Times Roll. This one should be pretty awesome because it is very, very close to that base color. And yeah, yep, that is incredible. That is like a perfect base for this. Now we haven't swatched a 3rd coat of Emerald Alibi just yet, but I would imagine that that is pretty close to what it would look like in 3 coats. So there you have more of a boost of opacity and a ton of that beautiful shimmer and the glitter. So now let's try it over Blue Tango. Curious to see the difference that putting it over a dark blue makes instead of a dark green. And of course, because it is a dark color, this isn't a super big difference, but in person I feel like it's an even bigger difference. Now it looks more like a sapphire. You still get all of that beautiful shimmer and the shifts and of course the twinkles and sparkles from those glitters. All right, now let's do a 3rd coat of Emerald Alibi and see how deep we can get this color. So there's 3 coats, and yeah, there we have it. Right next to 1 coat of this over Let the Good Times Roll is pretty much dead on the same. And then there it is in 1 coat over Blue Tango. So on its own in 3 coats, 1 coat over Let the Good Times Roll, and 1 coat over Blue Tango. Yeah, that is really pretty. So obviously with this one, because it does have that green tinted base, it sort of is going to limit what colors you could wear this over. But again, we're here to experiment and play around and see what looks good. I love the components in this one. So very, very happy that I ended up grabbing that one. And then the last shearer polish that we're going to look at is also one that was on sale. This is Icy Meadow. This is another recipe of polishes that I've really been enjoying from a number of different makers. This one has a beautiful shifting shimmer with reflective glitter. So this one has an aqua to green to blue to purple shifting shimmer. The reflective glitter in this is either a very light green or maybe a light gold. but you can see it there along the edges of the bottle. So before we go ahead and swatch that one in 2 coats and then over a couple of colors, I wanted to show you this one because this is the last polish in the haul. And because I had run out of room on my little swatch wheel, I decided to go ahead and try Icy Meadow over our last color, which is a cream. And this one is called Mint Mojito. So this one is a beautiful minty green polish. This is it in 2 coats. So this is another polish that was on sale when I made the purchase. And while I can't say it's the most unique color, because I do have a lot of minty greens, it is a really beautiful formula in these 2 coats. It was nice and smooth, easy to apply and all that. So there was Mint Mojito. And now we're going to go ahead and see Icy Meadows built up in 2 coats. So lots of beautiful shimmer in that one. And the 2 colors that I chose to try it over, one of them of course is that Mint Mojito, also by Monarch, but I decided I wanted to try it over Kaleidoscope Eyes from Orly as well. So here's 1 coat over Kaleidoscope Eyes. Thought this would be an interesting contrast over an orchidy pinky purple. So there's 1 coat. And yeah, that looks neat. You see a lot of that beautiful green shifting shimmer. And then I think you're going to see that reflective glitter very nicely over this color. And then let's try it over Mint Mojito. Ooh. And just as I thought, that looks really nice. Ooh, so I like the color of the shimmer that it takes on over a mint color. It ends up turning this minty green a couple of shades deeper, and then you get that beautiful shimmer popping off very nicely. So let's go ahead and do a 3rd coat of Icy Meadow. I don't think this one needs it necessarily, but I want to see how deep we can get the color. So here's 3 coats of Icy Meadows all on its own. 1 coat over Kaleidoscope Eyes from Orly. And 1 coat over Mint Mojito, also from Monarch. So yeah, that's another combination that I think looks really nice. Another pretty versatile color. I think this one could look really nice over a bunch of different colors. Maybe even that color in the conservatory, sort of a terracotta burnt orange. I think this could look amazing over a dark blue. That is going to be really fun to play around some more with. But that last polish from Monarch is Icy Meadow. So, were any of these regret purchases, or did any of them sort of not live up to expectation? I think had it not been on sale, I probably could have talked myself out of the minty cream polish, because like I said, when I was sharing it, I have this sort of a color from a lot of different brands. This one is Chill Out from LA Colors. I sort of have some of my mints to attempt to do a comparison that I tried to do last year and failed. Color Club, this one is Mercy Beau Blue. I also have a lighter version from LA Colors called Mint Tea. So I have these colors. I probably could have left this one out of my order and not necessarily been missing out. But as I also mentioned, it was on sale. So I think I got it for under $6. So for any polish from an indie brand, I couldn't say no to that price. And I can't really put it in the regret category, even though, like I said, I have this color from a lot of different brands, but the formula was awesome. And it is, I think, my first attempt at trying a cream from the brand. So the entire purchase falls into the not a regret category because the rest of these are incredible. Let me know down below which one was your favorite, especially as far as the layering combos go. When I initially started doing this type of a video, I did it for Lurid Lacquer, and I did do the same colors under each polish. Let me know if you liked that better, or if you like this sort of a style where I picked each polish to have its own couple of polishes to try it over. Let me know what your thoughts are. But that's it for today. Hopefully you had a good time. As always, I really appreciate you hanging out with me for a while and looking at beautiful polish. Again, if you're new or if you haven't subscribed yet, think about hitting that little subscribe button down below and the little bell notification. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in that next one.